Why your resumes are getting rejected and how to fix that. The strongest resume shows technical skill, business impact, leadership, all three. Azure, let's say. You can say worked on backup, but parallelly you can say implemented Azure backup recovery strategy, reducing recovery time from hours to minutes. Same work, better signal. Hi everyone, welcome back to PyNet Labs channel. Today I have a new video for you. Why your resumes are getting rejected and how to fix that. It's your host Dipanshu and I'll be helping you out with this. So you have applied for hundreds of jobs. You tweak your resume, you rewrite your bullet points, you still fix the format and still nothing. But after a while you stop thinking about resume. You start wondering that you are the problem. You are not the problem. Always remember, if you have skills and if you have willingness, so always remember that skill and will are the two factors that will always help you land a particular job. Okay, skill and will, you should always have that. So you are not the problem. The real reason you're getting ghosted is because of a few mistakes almost everybody makes and no one tells you about them. I'll tell you. After reading thousands of resumes, sitting in hiring meetings, screening candidates across the role like networking, cloud, DevOps, I can tell you this, most resumes don't fail because people are not capable. They fail because they send you the wrong signals. So in this video, I'll show you exactly what's getting your resume rejected and how to fix so that you can actually start getting interviews. Quick note for the freshers. Before we go deeper, if you are a fresher or early in your career, pause here for a second. You might be thinking, I don't have any achievements like this yet. That's okay. You're not competing on scale, you're competing on clarity. You're not competing on scale, you're competing on clarity. Remember that. If you have built labs, done internships, completed certifications, or worked on any project, that is experience. A fresher writing, I built a VLAN OSPF lab network in a packet tracer is often stronger than someone who is writing worked on networking tasks. It's not about how big it was, it is about how clearly you explain it. So let me give you a couple of secrets. So secret 1, managers hire safe pair of hands. Most people think hiring manager want the smartest or most impressive candidate. They don't. They want someone who feels safe, someone who won't create chaos, someone who will reduce their stress, not increase it. Nobody wants stress. That's why your resume has one real job. Make sure you look like a safe pair of hands. But most resumes do the opposite. They're vague, full of buzzwords, just a list of tasks that has no outcomes. Let's look at examples. Network engineer, configured router switches, this tell me nothing, right? So what you can write, configure and maintain a 50 device Cisco network with a VLAN segmentation or a OSPF routing, reducing downtime by let's say 20%. Now I know what you touched, I know the scale, I know the impact, right? That clarity is what the hiring manager is looking for. Okay, let's say for DevOps, you may write worked on CI/CD pipelines. Now this is bad. What is good? Built and maintain CI/CD pipeline using GitHub Actions, reducing deployment time from 45 minutes under 10 minutes. And let's say for Azure, I'll give you these examples. Worked on Azure Cloud. So this is a bad writing. Now what you can write, designed and deployed Azure VNets with NSGs and routing rules to secure production environments or workloads. Clarity makes you feel safe, vagueness feels risky. Remember that, clarity is what you're looking for. Let me give you another secret 2. Explain risk on the page in your resume, not in the interview. Don't wait for interviews. Resume is your first door which if that opens in the right hands, you land those interviews. Okay, recruiters don't investigate your vague resumes, not because they're lazy, because they are short on time. You have to understand that. If something looks unclear, risky or confusing, they don't dig deeper, they move on. So if you have a short stint, a career break or anything like that, right? Let's say a role change, right? Or so examples. For example, if you have a fresher gap, you cannot say 2023, 2024 not working. Rather say 2023, 24 I was focusing on CCNA preparation and hands-on in routing, switching and network or security. Or you can say, or if you had a pivot, for example, you were changing your job. So you can say that transition from system administration to focus on automation, cloud and deployment reliability. Let's say you were on a contract role. So you can mention clearly that don't just say Azure contract. You can say quickly Contract role during cloud migration project, now seeking long-term role. Now here nothing feels mysterious, right? Nothing feels risky. It's very simple, it's very clear. They see you for what you are. You have to bring clarity to this. See, as I always say, your resume is like a menu of a restaurant where you go and eat, right? So when you go and see a resume, the more clear you find that menu, the more easy it is for you to make good decision or bad decision. Nowadays it's on Zomato or wherever, right? So now same happens in your resume. Make sure you think about it very carefully. So let me give you another secret 3. Transferable skills are useless without translation. So recruiters will never decode your potential. They scan for familiar patterns. So whatever they have seen, they will, understand that. If you're using an internal language or jargon or vague phrasing, even with the right experience won't land. For example, monitored network health is a vague thing. What you can write: monitored WAN and LAN performance across 15 sites, proactively resolving latency issues before outage occurred. For example, if you're in DevOps, you're just writing maintained Kubernetes cluster. No. Maintained Kubernetes clusters supporting 20 plus services, improving uptime to 99.9%. Azure, let's say. You can say worked on backup, but parallelly you can say implemented Azure backup recovery strategy, reducing recovery time from hours to minutes. Same work, better signal. It's like that. So again, bring clarity to your resume. I'm giving you another secret 4. Your verb defines how senior you look. Words like helped, supported, worked on, they make you sound junior even when you were not. Replace them with a verb that shows ownership. If you were an owner or a manager or somebody who led those teams or led those projects, sound right in the resume itself. How to do that? For example, led, built, designed, implemented, owned. These are the examples. Led migration of on-prem workloads to Azure, reducing cost by 30%. Design and implemented secure branch office network topology. Built automated deployment pipeline for microservices. The verbs change how senior you feel. Now let me give you another secret 5. Your resume is not a life story. Most people show everything what they have ever done. Recruiters only care about what helps now. If you are, let's say, 10 years experience, so last 5 or 6 years experience or 4 years experience is what matters, right? If you are a fresher, right, so your latest internships or projects or trainings that you've done matters, not something you did in your school that you were a captain, or it does matter but in just one line, not that much, right? If you are 2, 3, 4 years experience, then maybe last 1 or 2 years matters more, because what you were doing presently, what you were doing recent past, that is what matters most. Remember that. Older job roles that you've done should support your story, not bury it. They should not be highlighted that much. Your resume is not a timeline, it's a signal that you're able to give in. It's a clarity that you're bringing to the table, right? So secret 6, show them a range. Don't go in depth about it that way. The strongest resume shows technical skill, business impact, leadership, all 3, let's say. For example, build Python-based platform technically, right? Save $2 million annually as a business, and mentored junior engineers, leadership, all 3 in 1. Now you look complete. Your resume gets you the interview. Your presence gets you the offer. Fix the resume so it sends the right signal. It brings the right clarity. Then show up like someone who already belongs in the room. Then you prove your mettle. That's how you stop getting ghosted. That's how you start getting interviews and actually go somewhere. And if you really like this video today, and if you really want to help someone who is stuck, forward him this video and subscribe PyNet Labs YouTube channel for more practical and career advice. I am Dipanshu Udija. I am founder at PyNet Labs, and you can always reach out to PyNet Labs team or me directly, and we will help you. Thank you.